Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, April 17th, 2023. And I just received another confirmation, the third, that this is a message that needs to be pointed out. And as I've scanned through YouTube, I don't see any of the self-proclaimed Watchman channels talking about this, but it is huge because it's very important to the end times prophecy that this is one of those things that we are seeing literally happen. A lot of what happens in the book of Revelation is spiritual, that is unseen, and we're only felt and perceived in the spirit through having the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay? But this is something we're physically seeing. These things are things we're physically seeing. In Revelation 9, when it talks about the sixth trumpet, let's just read the whole passage through, and then I will point out what has been happening. So in verse 13, the sixth angel blew his trumpet, and from the four horns of the golden altar that is before Yahuwah, I heard a voice. Say to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, release the four angels bound at the great Euphrates. So the four angels who were prepared for the hour, the day, the month, and the year were released to kill a third of the human race. The number of mounted troops was 200 million. I heard their number. This is how I saw the horses and their riders in the vision. They had breastplates that were fiery red, hyacinth blue, and sulfur yellow. And the heads of the horses were like the heads of lions, and their mouths came, from their mouths came smoke, fire, smoke, and sulfur. Okay, so a couple of things I'm going to point out real quick. The four angels under the Euphrates River. The number of mounted troops was 200 million. And the colors, the way they were dressed, were in battlement array, was fiery red, hyacinth blue, and sulfur yellow. Now, what has just happened is that there's been a huge agreement between Xi and Putin. And it's been out there, it's been spoken about. Actually, quite surprisingly, I don't see a whole lot of press on it, but it has been mentioned. I mean, I even watched a little footage of the ceremony that they did. But yeah, there's been some agreements made. Now, the other thing too, the Euphrates River, you've probably all seen this and seen some footage online, but it's continuing to dry up. In fact, it's to the point where an army could easily cross it. Not a problem at all. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now, when you go to the globalfirepower.com website, anybody can go to this website, but a lot of us who are military spouses, we know where to look for stuff. You can see that the top three world powers, USA, Russia, and China, are all listed there. Okay, when you go into the data on each one, this one is for Russia. It gives you the total population of the country, the available manpower, fit for service, people who are actually fit will be called into duty right now, right in a second, and then reaching military age annually. You can see that they have quite the resources, okay? Especially for the fit for service. They have 46 million who are fit for service. And their total available manpower is 69 million. Okay? That's quite a chunk into the 200 million man party. Well, get this. Watch this. This is China's stats. This is mind-blowing. Their total population is 1,410,539,758. Their available manpower is 761 million. Fit for service, 624 million. So your 200 million man army is right here, folks. They just signed an agreement with each other. Okay? They just signed an agreement with each other. And it's really interesting when you go back and you read the scripture where it talks about their breastplates were fiery red. See the red? Hyacinth blue. And sulfur yellow. Do you see it? Okay. So there have been a lot of interesting takeaways. I'll post some links so you can review them. But guys, if anybody tries to tell you, oh, we've got at least 15, 20 years, blah, 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 blah. No, we don't. We don't. Not according to scripture. Not according to prophecy. Not what we're seeing line up. But again, like I said, I wanted to bring this forth because when I first saw this, when it happened the very end of March, I was like, ugh, what? Wow. And then I thought, okay, well, let's just see. And I haven't heard a single, like I said, not a single self-proclaimed, self-appointed watchman out there say anything about this. But this agreement is huge, guys. And you know how fast things can take off. Don't think for a minute that this is just, that these kind of talks to get to this kind of agreement have been happening for a long time. They have all sorts of things planned already that's in the works. Just because we see it doesn't mean that we're first to know. In fact, the way the media works, if you learn about anything in the world, when the media leaks it or puts it out there, it's already happened a long time ago. And just like other things that I'm not going to mention on YouTube because I don't want my channel taken down. But all these things that they're releasing, they've already had in the works for at least 20, 30 years. At least, if not longer. So don't think that they don't already have a 200 million man army and plans on how they're going to do what they're going to do. Because we know that. Father has given us, He's given us the word before it's going to happen. Okay? So I just wanted to bring that to you this morning. Hopefully it'll help open some eyes of people to realize that, hey, listen, we really don't have much time. We literally are in the last 2 to 3 years of revelation before the millennial reign starts. Truly. Again, this confirms again that we are in the jubilation generation, Jubilee generation. That it just completely confirms that revelation that Father gave me about the Jubilee generation. So just stay prayed up, ask Him what you do. I know a lot of people maybe even see videos out there about, come out of Babylon, come out of Babylon. They say that USA is Babylon. This whole world is Babylon. This whole entire world is Babylon. There is no place to go. Quite literally, we are like the nation of Israel, who was on the cliffs of the Red Sea with nowhere to go. We have nowhere to go. There's no place to run, no place to hide. We are quite literally completely dependent on our Father Yahuwah. We cannot rest in our own strength. There's nothing that we can do. We are dependent on Him, and we are to have faith and trust in Him. We're not to fear. There's going to be a lot of supernatural things happen, and people are going to be protected who are His. And He knows also those who may finally turn their hearts. Okay? He knows that. So those who might be preserved that have not believed before will become believers, hopefully. Because in the millennial reign, there will be believers. And there will be mortal believers as well. So, yeah, don't worry about what. Ask Father what you should do. Each of us, I've got a group of sisters I fellowship with. Each of us have different means and different things that Father has shown us to do. And some of us, He's like, just sit and wait, be still and watch. Basically watch me work. And so it's been amazing. Don't fear, be excited. Stay prayed up, stay humble, stay teachable, stay listening, tune your ears. Right now is the most important thing you can do right now is to tune your spirit, to really focus in on being able to hear Yahuwah and Yahusha's voices. It's very critical in these end times. That's what you can do to prepare. Stay very close to them in your relationship with them. Get rid of anything in your life that would be considered leaven or sin. Get rid of anything so that you can hear loud and clear what He says, because you will need that ability in the end. Baruch you all.